Hey, good morning, White Rock students. This is Pastor Tim. I want to send you all a video updating you on what we were going to cover yesterday at our White Rock students gathering. However, with my absence, I was unable to do so. Now, we pick up in the biblical story after the fall. We've already covered creation, that God created the heavens and the earth. He created everything. Then He creates mankind. And then we see the fall come about, where Adam and Eve directly disobey the Lord. They eat from that tree that they weren't supposed to. And because of that disobedience, sin comes into the world. And then we see death come through sin. And we see sin play out in the stories to follow. The story of Cain and Abel, the story of the flood, the story of Babel. And yet in those stories, even though we see sin running rampant, doing wicked and evil things in mankind, we see God's grace at work too. And I encouraged you all to be mindful of how sin has played out in your life, either through personal choices you've made, perhaps through the choices that others have made, or perhaps through just the natural way of the world right now because we live in a fallen world. Be aware of how God's grace is at work. Well, we pick up now in the part of the story where we start to see God redeem mankind. It starts in Genesis chapter 12. Moses, who's writing to the Israelites, introduces us to a new character, Abraham, who had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. However, at this point in the story, Abraham is Abram, and he doesn't have any children. As a matter of fact, we learn about Abram a little bit later on through Joshua that Abram and his father Terah, they worshipped pagan gods. They weren't a worshiper of God, of Yahweh, of the God of Israel. These dudes were idol worshipers. And yet God chooses Abram specifically to be the one through whom the rest of the world would be blessed. Listen to Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 3. And Yahweh said to Abram, "Go out from your land and from your relatives. Leave. Have faith to leave. And from the house of your father to the land that I will show you. And I will make you a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you. And all the families of the earth will be blessed in you." God chooses this one random guy, this nobody, this idol worshiper, and He says, hey, guess what? I'm going to bless you. The world will know of who Abram is. Not only that, I'm going to make you into a great nation. I know you're married right now and you don't have any children, but believe me, you will. Your descendants will be numerous. You won't even be able to count them. And not only that, I will bless the world and all the families through you. You see, it's through Abraham that Jesus Christ comes. Way down the line. But that's who He comes through. That's the genealogy of Jesus. Leads all the way back to Abram. Now, real quick, take encouragement in these promises that God makes to Abram. He tells Abram, you have to leave everything. You have to go to the land that I'm going to show you and have faith that I will lead you there. You need to trust me. Right now you don't have children, so how will you be a great nation? But I promise you, it'll happen. And then you need to believe that I'm also going to bless this world through you. Although you're not aware of how that's going to play out, it will. And in the chapters that follow, we learn about how God reaffirms these promises to Abraham. Well, hey, that's today's quick little message. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me back. Hope you all have a great day and take care.